tuyatunze mazingira, faida zake nyingi kwetu si wanadamu na wanyama porini.
Kenya tuwache kutupa takataka tushtuze.
Did you listen to the Hot Breakfast this morning? Here's what you missed.
Little champions.
Yes.
Young ladies who have done fantastically well, especially when it comes to environmental issues.
We have Amelia, we've got Natalie, and Nankania. That's a very nice name.
Very
Amelia,
nice.
you are in Amelia.
Amelia is one in the middle.
Then Natalie.
Nankani from the coast, right?
Yeah.
I'm Jumbo.
Hatujambo.
Oh, how you guys doing?
You came from Mombasa today?
Fine. Yeah. Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Wait,
So you speak into the mic.
into the microphone, huh? Which school do you go to? Shule gani Mombasa?
So ninasoma katika shule ya msingi ya Maria Immaculata.
Oh, Mary Immaculate.
Yeah.
Iko maeneo gani ya Mombasa?
Iko katika kaunti ya Kwale.
Kwale.
Kwale County. That's
safi.
where you're heading, huh?
Yes.
Diani is in Kwale County. Okay. And Amelia, what is your story?
My name is Amelia Tichi. I am 11 years old. I go to Moi Educational Center in grade 6. I wear many hats. I am a young aviator, Little Miss Environment 2022. And I call myself the model with the royal patches.
Model with royal patches.
You want to tell us about the
patches.
Yes.
Yeah, my royal patches are called vitiligo. It is when you lose some skin pigment. It's not itchy or painful, but the stigma of people is very high.
Have you managed to convince people not to, judge you or speak at school?
Yes.
But do they make fun of you? Do they laugh at you sometimes?
Yeah, there are two scenarios. So one of them, there's this girl who called me a cow and I didn't do anything. She just called me a cow. But then there's this boy. I was so happy because he was looking at me and then I was like, hey, what are you looking at? And then I told him, it's called vitiligo. Don't worry, it's not contagious. Then he was like, I don't really care if it's contagious.
But you've managed to talk to people to make them understand that it's a skin condition.
Yes.
Okay. But you no longer feel bad when because some people say whatever and others will be okay with it.
I don't feel bad anymore.
Nice.
In the beginning, did you wonder why me? What's happening to me?
In the beginning, I loved myself. It's just that people did not show that they loved me. Some people were really rude. So I started second guessing myself. But then nowadays, I'm confident it helped. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anyone else at home have vitiligo?
No.
Or it's just you?
Yeah, it's just me.
Okay.
Now, you won the Miss Environment Grand Prix
Yes.
for environmental impact of skincare products.
Yes.
Explain that to us, please.
My project.
Yes.
My project is about, because I usually use sunscreen. I usually use one sunscreen lotion bottle a month. So that means that in a year, like I use 12. So, and it's not only me, there is also the vitiligans and the albinos, and there are 3,000, approximately 3,000. So that means at least 36,000 plastic bottles go to waste every year. So my project was about making a mobile application with my school ICT group to know where it's went for collection and where to take it. And after we collect it, we go and put it at this recycling farm. And also, just like we replace plastic carrier bags with environmental friendly bags, this too is possible.
So what happens to the skin? You said it's called a skin what? The
Vitiligo.
The lotion, the sunscreen.
Yeah.
So what happens to the containers? Where are they taken? What happens to them eventually?
We take it to the recycling farm.
Okay. So you have a place where they're all collected from all across the country, or?
Yes, we're doing that. We want to make a mobile application, so we know where for collection and when to take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Natalie, you won Mini Miss Environment Kenya, proper disposal of wastes.
Yes, I did.
Go on, tell us about that. What's your project?
My project is called My Environment, My Responsibility, where I distribute only plastic dustbins to populated areas like Matatu stages and children's homes and also schools. So those dustbins are only for plastic bottles, and I've noticed we were ruining our environment by littering. When we throw the plastic bottles, it blocks the drainages and that causes flooding.
Do you feel like adults are the biggest culprits, like the ones who mess with the environment the most?
Yes.
Have you told any adult to stop?
Yes, I did.
What did the adults say?
They just agreed with me and they say they won't litter anymore.
How do you feel when you see someone throwing a plastic bottle out of a matatu or even a private car? How do you feel?
I feel very discouraged. That's painful because we need our environment to live.
All right, maybe what you can do is you can talk to the people in their cars right now, in their offices, and give them, instructions on what you feel we should do as a country.
They're listening to you right now, Natalie.
So if you have your bottles, I would like you to throw them in only plastic dustbins so that they can go and be recycled. Yes.
Okay,
very good.
So as this change in school, do we have a minimum disposal of plastics in school, in your school?
Yes, we do.
What school do you go to?
Sharaji Nangpa Academy in Nakuru.
Pre-teen Miss Environment Kenya, conservation of life below water.
Yes.
Tuambie your project. Tueleze.
Niko hapa mbele yenu kuongea kuhusu kuhifadhi mazingira ya baharini. Bahari ni mahali ambapo watu huenda kujivinjari, na muhimu ni makao ya wanyama kama vile samaki. Siku hizi watu wameanza tabia mbaya ya kutupa takataka za plastiki ovyo baharini, ambapo wanyama wanaoishi baharini wanaweza kula uchafu huo na wanaweza kufa. Ningependa kutembea na watoto wenzangu na hata watu wakubwa tuweze kwenda baharini ili tuweze kuokota na kusafisha mazingira ya bahari ili kuokoa maisha ya wanyama wanaoishi baharini.
Let me ask you, Natalia, what made you decide? What was your inspiration to get into is it a pageant? You guys won a pageant or this competition?
Little Miss Environment.
Yes.
So I was watching Miss Universe, and I got interested in modeling.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're going to be a model in future, or just right now and you are still young?
In future.
Oh yeah?
Oh, and what do you want to be, Amelia?
You cannot only be one thing. I want to be a lot of things.
Go
like
on, tell us.
A flying doctor, a fashion designer, and a model, and also an animal rescuer.
Wow, you'll have a lot on your plate.
Yes.
Will you be designing clothes for the patients, or you just...
I'll be designing and modeling.
and still
with
be
the
a doctor.
clothes. Yeah, I'll be modeling with my own clothes.
Nice. What kind of doctor would you like to be?
A flying doctor.
Or just taking care generally of sick people?
Generally.
Okay. Do you have a doctor in your family?
No. No. We do not have a doctor. Yet I'm going to be the doctor.
You'll be the first one. And you, Nankani?
Nikiwa mkubwa, ningependa kuwa kwanza mwalimu, pili mwanamitindo na mwigizaji kama kazi yangu ya ziada.
Na nini kupatia inspiration ukaingia Miss Environment?
So mamangu alikuwa anaenda kazi, nikasema wacha nimsindikize ili aweze kufika salama. Tulipofika huko ilikuwa amealika mtu aweze kufundisha wanafunzi wake vile watakuwa wakiwa wakubwa. Kulikuwa na kikundi ambapo ilikuwa wanafundishwa how to model. Nilifurahia na niliingia.
Ilikuwa tu coincidental ukiwa kazini?
Yeah.
Nice.
Amelia, did you explain what vitiligo is? Because some people do not know out there.
I did.
You did it?
I'll just repeat.
Go on.
Vitiligo is the skin pigment loss, and it's not itchy or painful, but sometimes the stigma is very high
Okay.
of people. Yeah.
Do you feel pain sometimes? Is it a serious condition?
No, I don't feel pain, but if I do not put sunscreen, my skin, the white part will turn very red. Yeah. And also I cannot eat some foods like orange. I love oranges, but it's acidic, so I cannot take it.
What happens if you take acidic food?
My vitiligo will increase.
Okay. Is there potential for it to go down? Or does it decrease?
There is no cure right now.
Okay.
So, but there's some things that
You just need to
manage it, but there is no cure.
Okay.
But the sunscreen is the most important.
Yeah.
Do you guys have an initiative where you can help people who have, let's say, vitiligo or albinism get sunscreen for free? For those who can't afford sunscreen, because sunscreen is not cheap, is it?
It's expensive. Yeah.
So we want to start giving out sunscreen for free, but I heard that the government is giving out.
Okay.
But I'm not so sure about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know other children with vitiligo?
No, but my mom said that we're going to this place on 25th to meet them, and then we're going to just talk about things, about how our vitiligo has affected us and how we're coping with it.
Okay. So now, when were you crowned? Miss Environment, Natalie?
In 2020 September.
Or 2020 September?
And
Yes.
were there other people competing as well? Were there many kids?
Yes.
And so when you become Miss, you said Miss Miss Environment. How long do you stay as a Mini Miss Environment? Because that was 2020.
That's 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And you still have the crown.
Yes.
It's supposed to stay you're supposed to stay in that position for how long?
1 year.
1 year.
Yes.
It's now 2 years. You become like an African president. Okay. So what happens during that time? What are your responsibilities? Where do you go? What kind of things are you supposed to do?
When you're competing, first of all, you need to have a lot of dresses, like attires. Then you need to work on your projects now very well, as we're doing right now.
Okay. And then now, like after the project, after you've won, what do you do every month? Do you have like a program of places to go, people to meet, schools to visit?
Yes, I do.
So give me a bit of details.
I usually visit children homes and Matatu stages and my school mostly.
And what do you do at Matatu stages? You tell the touts and the drivers and the passengers, you talk to them?
Yes, I do.
What do you tell them?
I tell them I brought you this dustbin so that we can reduce plastic bottle littering, and I would like you to just throw your plastic bottle in the dustbin.
Do they listen to you?
Some of them.
The ones that don't listen, what do they do?
They just walk away.
But you understand some people are like that, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, well done.
And you, Amelia?
When were you crowned?
I was crowned in like the ending of May.
This year?
Yes, this year.
Also, it's like what, a month, 2 months almost?
Yes.
Okay.
And you're going to be Little Miss Environment for what, a year or?
Yes, for a year. Next year, the ending of May.
Oh, there'll be another pageant where someone else will be crowned.
Yeah.
So what are your responsibilities? What have you been up to since you won?
I brought the contestants, like the Little Miss Environment group. Then we planted trees, danced, and took cake in my estate. Mostly, the most important part is that we planted trees around my estate with also the estate children and parents.
Is that part of the plan for the year?
Yes, we plan to plant more than 5,000 trees. The next time that when I go for that pageant to give someone the crown, I plan to have planted more than 5,000 trees.
Wow, where are you getting the trees from?
So, cause I want to put 10 plastic collection cans in my estate and in my school, so that when you take that plastic, when it's filled up, you take it to the recycling farm, and then we get the money. Then we buy the tree seedlings
Okay.
and seeds, so we can plant the seeds and give out the seedlings or sell the seedlings.
Na sasa responsibility zako ni kama gani? Tueleze jinsi walivyoeleza.
Nitakuwa nikienda kwa maofisi kama ofisi ya KWS, nikiwaomba waweze kunisaidia tuweze kuendelea kupanda miti ili kuokoa maisha ya wanyama wanaoishi porini.
Okay. Na mambo ya wanyama wanaoishi majini kwenye bahari?
Pia ningeomba watu wa KWS waweze kunisaidia na vifaa ili niweze kutafuta wenzangu twende tukasafishe bahari.
Amelia, do you think when you look around, do you think us, the parents, the grown-ups, have we let you down as children because of the way we have just messed up the environment?
Not everybody. There's some environmentalists, but there are really some people you try to tell them, but then they ignore you. Like they are so ignorant. So yeah, some of you guys, but
Some of us are very ignorant.
You think you can change that, Amelia?
yes, I think I can change that.
How?
By telling, I want to just tell the people who are listening, remember it all starts at home. Reuse, reduce and recycle.
Reuse.
Plastic, reduce plastic and recycle plastic.
Okay.
And also remember to plant trees and stop deforestation and add afforestation
Okay, so you say reuse, reduce
and recycle.
and recycle.
Have you heard of, obviously you must have heard, the late great Professor Wangari Maathai?
Yes, actually she's my role model. She's my I have 3 role models, but she's my role model for environment.
What do you know about her, Amelia?
I heard she's an environmentalist and okay.
That's good enough.
Environmentalist pretty much sums up what she does.
She's
By the way,
an environmental.
Who are the other two?
Planted trees.
Who are the other two?
My other 2, so cause I also love aviation. It's Mark Thunderford, cause he's the first, not the first, but the youngest flying. He's the one. He's flying solo around the world. He's still continuing, but yeah. And also another one is Winnie Harlow, cause she's a vitiligo model and she's so confident.
Mark Thunderford is a young man who came to Kenya maybe last month,
Yes,
last month, but
yes,
one.
yeah.
Okay. He comes from a family of guys who've
Flown.
Yeah, the whole family are pilots, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Interesting role models.
Natalie, who are your role models?
My role models, first of all, it's my mom. She's the one who, my parents actually, they're the ones who provide the dustbins for me. But sometimes they are a bit expensive. We have a bit of problems. So we would like sponsors like Jalango, and also you, Jeff Kwenange, you can be one if you want to.
Meanwhile, you, Nankani, who's your role model?
Ningependa kuwa kama Lupita Nyong'o.
Makofi.
This,
Unapenda gani?
Unapenda usanii ama acting?
Napenda kuact, napenda kumodel na pia napenda kuimba.
Okay.
Unaweza tuimbia kidogo? Imba tu kidogo. Usiogope.
Take a deep breath and then just sing. Ni song yako ama? Let's go.
So niko na nyimbo about environment. Tuyatunze mazingira, faida zake nyingi kwetu si wanadamu na wanyama porini. Yatunze mazingira, faida zake nyingi kwetu si wanadamu na wanyama porini. Tukipanda miti kwa wingi tapata hewa safi. Tukipanda miti kwa wingi twapata mvua nyingi. Tukipanda miti kwa wingi twapata hifadhi ya wanyama, hewa safi, mvua nyingi na hifadhi ya wanyama porini, hewa safi, mvua nyingi na hifadhi ya wanyama porini.
Kenya tuwache kutupa takataka, tushtuze. I haven't written the rap properly, but give me some time.
Well done, Nakani. Beautiful.
My name is John Msumba. I'm here for the second time.
You're top 40 and the 40, right?
Yeah, so I'm the franchise director for Little Mr. and Miss Environment. And what we are trying to do is to get the children into climate change mitigation, adaptation, and resilience. And, they say samaki mkunja angali mbichi. And, right now the climate change is a global crisis.
Yes.
And we thought, what better way to mitigate this there's no better way to mitigate this than to teach it in our children. And that's why they're here today to speak to everyone in the world and their fellow children to be able to take care of the environment.
Right.
Fantastic.
So all this information, like if someone wants to jump on it, do you have like social media? Like how can someone get all this information? Like if they're listening now, they go to the office, later on they can just, go.
Yeah, sure. Right now, our main website is littlebigtalents.co.ke, but this is a franchise on its own, and you can get us on the social medias, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram as Little Mr. and Miss Environment Kenya.
Little Mr. and Miss
Environment Kenya, yes.
Okay. And you said you're the franchise holder.
Yes, franchise holder, and I think they've now said since May we've planted around 7,000 trees with a lot of support from the county government of Nakuru, from Kenya Forest Service, and from the Kenya Wildlife Service. We've been working with them to help us achieve our goals.
So when you approach them, they give you the trees, then you plant them. Depending on where they donate the trees, the
government has been giving us where to plant the trees, and they've also been facilitating with the digging of the holes, and also they give the seedlings.
Okay. So where exactly have you been planting? Is it like in forest deforestation?
Yes, we've been doing the Menengai forest since May.
Okay.
Yes.
Is
and
that
even the other day when we marked World Environment Day, we planted 5,000 trees in Menengai Forest.
How many people do you need to plant 5,000 trees? What kind of workforce? Because if you give Jeff 3, that's it. That's enough.
So I think we're around 500 people. But the way we say us environmentalists is a hardware. I can decide to plant 100 trees myself. So if I can plant 100 trees, then probably we would just need 50 people to be able to plant 5,000 trees. It's a matter of the heart and not how hard you work or whatever. We really need to see that change and actualize it.
But at least you get the help with the digging of the...
Yes, we do. Even the prison service usually do the digging for us. Yes.
And this generation of kids, do they understand the value of the environment? How important to keep the environment?
I think it's an obligation to teach them, but I know they're aware that right now we're suffering global warming, and we need to act right now for us to be able to evade further calamities. So we've been trying to equip them with relevant knowledge and skills for them to be able to advocate for climate conservation.
All right.
Yes.
Do you think this is generation that's going to save Kenya, that's going to save the environment? Is this the one? Because forget about Nicholas and me. Well, we've...
Our time is almost up.
Yes. Are they the ones? Is there hope in them, in other words?
There is a lot of hope because they're taking it up positively and they're really working hard towards creating awareness.
Yeah. Amelia, tell us, are you going to change this country? Are you going to change the world?
Yes, because remember, our future is ours, so we should take care of it to have a better future.
Yes, indeed. Natalie, do you agree?
Yes, I do agree.
Are you going to change the world?
Yes, I am.
What do you tell your fellow kids? What do you tell your fellow 10-year-olds?
I just tell them that we need to take care of our environment and not pollute the environment, and we should stop littering.
Amelia, what about you?
Because of my conservation project, you guys should know that it always starts from home, and you should clean the environment. And I want to tell the government to stop buying from manufacturers who sell sunscreen in plastic bottles, but to buy from manufacturers who sell sunscreen in environmental friendly bottles, because the government is giving to the albinos and some vitiligans.
Nankeni?
Ningependa watu wa ofisi hizi kubwa kubwa waweze kutusaidia, waweze kutupatia vifaa venye tutaweza kutumia wakati tunasafisha bahari.